Long before Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, he was a man wrestling with doubts, fears, and a troubled past. His journey from a shepherd in the wilderness to one of the greatest leaders in biblical history offers a profound lesson in faith and God's divine purpose. A miraculous beginning. Moses' life began with God's intervention. Born at a time when Pharaoh decreed that every Hebrew baby boy must be killed, Moses' mother placed him in a basket and set him afloat on the Nile. By God's providence, Pharaoh's daughter found him and raised him as her own. Though Moses grew up in Egyptian royalty, he never forgot his Hebrew heritage. A fall from grace. One day, Moses witnessed an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Fueled by anger and a sense of justice, Moses killed the Egyptian and buried him in the sand. When Pharaoh learned of this, Moses fled Egypt, escaping to Midian, where he spent years as a shepherd. Moses likely thought his life was over, but God had other plans. The burning bush encounter. While tending his father-in-law's sheep near Mount Horeb, Moses saw a strange sight, a bush that burned but was not consumed. As Moses approached, God spoke to him, saying, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Exodus 3 verse 5. God revealed his plan. Moses was chosen to deliver the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. Moses, however, was hesitant and filled with self-doubt. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" Exodus 3 verse 11. Excuses and God's assurance. Moses gave several excuses. "I am not eloquent," Exodus 4 verse 10. "What if they do not believe me?" Exodus 4 verse 1. Each time, God reassured him. God promised his presence, gave Moses signs to perform, and appointed Aaron, Moses' brother, to assist him. God's words to Moses echo through history. "I will be with you," Exodus 3 verse 12. Stepping into leadership. Despite his fears, Moses obeyed. He returned to Egypt, confronted Pharaoh, and, through God's power, performed miraculous signs. The 10 plagues demonstrated God's supremacy, and Moses became the leader who led the Israelites out of Egypt through the parted Red Sea. Lessons for us today. Moses' story teaches us that God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Even when we feel inadequate or burdened by our past, God sees our potential and equips us for his purposes. Like Moses, we must learn to trust God, even when the path ahead seems daunting. When God calls you, he also empowers you. Just as Moses stepped into his calling, you, too, can fulfill God's purpose for your life by trusting him fully. Reflection questions. 1. What excuses have you made to avoid God's calling in your life? 2. How can you trust God more to lead you into his purpose, just as Moses did?